This is the summary for the day of 716 for the 9th of February. And thank you for watching. Do press the like button, subscribe, and now I'm going to go into the conclusions. So some conclusion. I think the major thing is still coming back to the change of command in the Ukrainian armed forces, and it seems to reflect into some kind of changes. Like I mentioned in the previous SITREP or conclusion, which you probably missed. I talked about the reappearance of Ukrainian aircraft getting shot down, and it coincides with the appointment of SYRSKY as the commander. So this is something that is rather interesting in my opinion. And for SYRSKY, his first thing he do after getting the appointment seems to be going towards Chasiv Yar, going to the Bakhmut Front and address the Russian push over at the Avdiivka region, where the Russians is making this major push towards Chasiv Yar, which is over here. So this seems to be a major focus for the Ukrainians. It could be propaganda or information warfare, but the capture is pretty major. If we look further deeper into the situation in the geography, this is a major capture. This forest is very, very major, and there is only one tree line over here, another tree line, and this is another forest, another major forest, a forest line over here, and this is already a settlement. This is already probably, I'm not sure it's the neighborhood or is the industrial zone. It looks like a neighborhood because there's shopping icons over here. So it is the neighborhood of one of the neighborhood in Chasiv Yar. So the Russians are not that far away. A tree line and another forest, and they are there. So the Russians are definitely making some major actions over this area here, and it remains to be seen if the Ukrainians have more fortifications and entrenchment towards the rear, because this is getting a bit far away from where the major entrenchment are. So we'll continue to see how this progress, how this develops. The rest of the front line, let's say we go from the front, I think Kupyansk front, I don't think you should expect much. The fighting towards Avdiivka continues to be in the fog of war. We do not know what is happening. Sinkivka continues to be this kind of like a scam. I do not know what's happening over there, because they always say they are both are defending and attacking, so we're not sure. And nothing at Svedove at the Crimea front. I don't expect much changes right now. The Russian advance at Heorhiivka and Yampolivka suddenly has been not reported anymore. Maybe the Ukrainians have sent reinforcements successfully to hold the line over here, and they are now sending more more forces to distract the Russians and pull them away, pull them into focusing on the other fronts. We're not sure, because everything is always so static over in this front line. Below Horivka, the Russians seems to be again quite determined to capture it, but it has always failed. We will continue to monitor how this goes. And so the Bakhmut situation is, like I mentioned, is only mainly in the Avdiivka region. I don't expect much things to happen in the south. You can totally ignore New York. At the Avdiivka front, I would say, like I mentioned in the SITREP, these geolocations have confirmed the Russians indeed is here, which means that the deep state US mapping is actually accurate. The distance between this industrial prospect road, this major highway, to the Russian front line is less than a kilometer. You just need half a kilometer to get into even rifle range, because for infantry training you do fire at 400 meters target. It's a bit hard to hit, but it's possible to hit, and it definitely you gonna get the enemy pinned down. So, and the machine guns fire at a kilometer distance. So it is possible that the Russians can put fire control on the road just by a 500-meter progress, and if they capture the road and block the road, then it's entirely operational encirclement. As I mentioned, this coming to this position means that this road is gone, the main highway is gone. This main highway is gone. Then the Ukrainians can only go through the Khimik region, from this area here, this wrong color, this region here. This is the other road, dirt road. There's another dirt road this here, or you can go up this way. But there is the only way, but this cannot be used because it's too near to the Russian front line. and this is only one dirt road, which the Russians are also too very close. So situation is going to be really bad, especially if the Russian front line is here. You're trying to escape through this small dirt road. The Russians can easily push down and easily push up and catch them in the pincer. So the operational encirclement situation is very close. Whether the Russians want to close it is another question altogether, because there is theories like in Sun Tzu Art of War. The idea is never to trap your enemy until they have to fight for their life, because they will become fiercer. So you always try to leave a path out for them, and then of course when they are trying to leave, you can kill them along the way. So that could be a possibility. So so this is a situation, and the reinforcement situation, if it's true, as Avdiivka and Lashokini, my current guess is that they are going to be sent to provide cover for the withdrawal. This is what I think is the plan. If they're going to send in to, like in Bakhmut, to just to reinforce and continue the fight, then we're going to see a lot of disaster, to be honest, because the Russians have a superior artillery systems, as well as air superiority. It's just going to be slaughter. And the Novomykhailivka situation continues. We will continue to see how this progress. Suddenly there's not much information about this. Georgievka situation also is a bit unclear. A lot of fog of war right now, but both claims, both rumors is that the Russians are making progress. And of course, Zoritaneva, as usual, continue to monitor the situation at this front line at the Velika Novosibirsk sector of the Zaporizhzhia front, at the Priony, north of Priony, Staromayorsky. I think don't expect too much. It's going to be very positional. The Russians are always very positional at this position. There's no clear indication that they want to push. And of course, the same applies at the Orikhiv sector, where the Russians always being reported to be attacking Verbove. They also attack Robotini, but they always end up with no frontline changes. This push in the west of Novopokrovska also, yeah, don't expect too much, I would say. And Krinky is continue to be very cranky. So there's nothing really worth talking about. So anyway, this is the summary, and the full summary of the day of 7/16 for the 9th of February. Again, today is the first day of the Chinese New Year, or the Lunar New Year. I wish you guys good luck, prosperity, good health, and stay safe. I'll see you guys in the next update. If you want to watch the full uninterrupted SITREP, all the way from the frontline changes to the strategic tactical report to the conclusions, all in one video with no advertisement, do support DPA on Patreon, Locals, Boosty, YouTube membership, and coffee. Become a DPA Sergeant, Officer, and General, and you'll get access to a totally uninterrupted and no ads SITREP.